Prologue: The Legend. The movie opens with a chilling montage. Medieval villagers chase a massive wolf-like beast through dense fog. Flaming torches, silver weapons, and fearful cries fill the night. A voiceover explains that the Holloway bloodline carries a curse, one that transforms men into wolves under the full moon. The beast is cornered and slain, but the narration warns, curses do not die, they wait. The camera pans to a newborn child crying in a blood-soaked cradle, hinting at the cycle continuing. Present-day introduction. We're introduced to Evan Holloway, living in solitude on the edge of a rural Midwestern town. He works as a mechanic, avoids social gatherings, and lives in a rundown cabin filled with locks, chains, and blackout curtains. His neighbors whisper about his strange family. Evan suffers recurring nightmares of blood, snarling, and the full moon. His isolation feels like punishment, though the reason is still unclear. A family connection. Evan reluctantly attends his estranged father's funeral. His father, rumored to be abusive and unstable, died under mysterious circumstances. While sorting through old belongings, Evan finds journals and cryptic letters describing the curse and how the Holloways are marked by the moon. Though skeptical, Evan grows uneasy. His father's warnings sound more like confessions than myths. The strange attack. That same week, mutilated livestock are discovered near the forest. Farmers blame wolves, but the corpses are shredded in ways no ordinary predator could manage. At the scene, Evan feels nauseous, overwhelmed by a metallic scent. His vision sharpens, and he hears whispers of movement no one else notices. His instincts frighten him. The full moon rises. On the first full moon night, Evan suffers violent spasms. His body contorts unnaturally, bones cracking, jaws elongating, eyes burning yellow. The camera never shows the full transformation at once. Only quick flashes, claws ripping skin, fangs piercing flesh, his scream dissolving into a howl. The beast bursts out of his cabin restraints and disappears into the woods. Morning after, Evan wakes up naked, filthy, and covered in dried blood in a clearing. His hands tremble as he finds torn shoes and shreds of clothing. Following a trail of carnage, he stumbles upon the mangled corpses of hikers. Horrified, he vomits and runs. His hands still twitch, claws faintly visible before receding. His nightmare is reality. The investigation. Detective Clara Reyes is introduced, a sharp, compassionate investigator sent from the city to investigate the murders. She interviews townsfolk who whisper about a monster. Evan becomes her prime suspect after a farmer reports seeing him wandering half-naked near the crime scene. But she lacks evidence. Her instincts tell her Evan is hiding something deeper. Desperate for help, racked with guilt, Evan seeks answers. He visits Dr. Marcus Raines, a folklore professor and occult expert. Raines explains that the Holloways were cursed centuries ago after one of their ancestors made a dark pact. He confirms the symptoms: enhanced senses, uncontrollable urges, and the violent transformations. The only way to stop it is either mastering the beast or death. Rules of the curse. Raines warns Evan that each full moon accelerates the curse. With every transformation, the wolf consumes more of his humanity. Eventually, the man inside dies, leaving only the beast. Raines shows Evan ancient manuscripts depicting monstrous wolves and burned villages. Evan feels the prophecy tightening around him. Bonds formed. Clara, frustrated with the lack of answers, begins to watch Evan closely. She sees glimpses of his humanity, him fixing a child's broken bike, quietly leaving food for a poor family, trying to do good despite his pain. Drawn to his tortured soul, she begins to trust him. Evan, starved for human connection, lets her in but hides his darkest truth. The next transformation. The next full moon arrives. Evan begs Clara to chain him in his cabin. Terrified but determined to help, she agrees. As he transforms, she watches in horror, his bones breaking, skin ripping, his screams echoing. The wolf bursts free, destroying the restraints. It rampages through town, killing several before vanishing into the woods. Clara barely escapes with her life, shaken but convinced he is the beast. The town turns. Word spreads of the killings. The townsfolk form armed mobs, convinced a monster lurks nearby. Some suspect Evan, but many dismiss it as paranoia. Nevertheless, Evan becomes an outcast. Children throw rocks at him, shops refuse him service, and graffiti scrawled on his cabin reads, "Monster." Clara struggles between duty and compassion, secretly helping him evade the mob. The monster within. Evan confesses to Clara that during transformations, he feels not just rage, but freedom. He admits part of him craves the hunt, the power, the primal release. This terrifies Clara. Evan is not just a victim, but also tempted by the darkness. He questions whether he even wants to be saved. A secret revealed. Dr. Raines uncovers a hidden truth. Evan's father didn't die. He faked his death. The elder Holloway embraced the curse fully and vanished into the wilderness decades ago. Worse, Evan is not the last of the bloodline. His father is still alive, transformed into a savage alpha werewolf with no trace of humanity left. The rival werewolf. One night, Evan encounters a hulking beast in the forest. At first, he thinks it's another cursed soul, but then he recognizes his father's eyes. The elder Holloway attacks him viciously, mocking Evan for resisting what he calls their true nature. The fight is brutal, leaving Evan bloodied and shaken. For the first time, he realizes what he will become if he surrenders. Father versus son. Under a blood-red moon, father and son battle in a feral, destructive showdown. Their claws tear through trees, their howls echo through the valley. The father, far stronger and fully wolf, taunts Evan, "You cannot kill me. You are me." Evan barely survives, saved only when Clara distracts the beast with silver bullets, forcing it to retreat. The choice. Evan realizes he is now the alpha heir to the curse. Killing his father would only transfer the curse permanently to him. Breaking the cycle requires sacrifice. Clara begs him not to give up, but Evan knows his humanity slips away with every moon. He must choose. Embrace the wolf or end the Holloway curse forever. The final hunt. The townsfolk, armed with silver, set fire to the forest, hunting both beasts. Evan transforms and chooses to fight, not against humans, but against his father. In a climactic battle before terrified townsfolk, Evan slays his father, ripping out his heart. The victory, however, seals his fate. Evan is now the sole Wolfman, cursed with unstoppable bloodlust. The tragic end. Badly wounded, struggling to control the beast inside, Evan turns to Clara. His eyes flicker between gold and human. With tears, he begs her to end it before the curse consumes him. Sobbing, Clara raises the silver pistol. They share one last look of unspoken love before she pulls the trigger. Evan collapses, dying in her arms. Epilogue. The next full moon. Months later, peace returns to the town. Clara visits Evan's grave under a calm night sky. But as the full moon rises, her hand trembles, her breathing turns ragged, and she hears a low growl echo in her chest. The curse didn't end. It passed her. Fade to black.